Whether you're in London only for 3 days or you're just feeling a bit overwhelmed with planning your first few days here, I'm gonna tell you some of the top things to do. London classics. I think even London visitors that want to get more off the beaten path will want to at least pass by some of London's most iconic buildings and attractions. I mean, we've got the London Eye, Buckingham Palace, Tower of London, Tower Bridge. There are lots that you've probably seen over the years, so it's cool to at least go and like walk past them. But if you're really keen to explore more, then I would get tickets and go inside, of course. Afternoon tea. Oh, I love afternoon tea. England is the birthplace of it, so it's definitely something you should experience while you're here. You would usually do afternoon tea between about 12 and 3 p.m. and I wouldn't recommend having lunch before or an early dinner after because you will get really filled up. Afternoon tea consists of, well, your choice of tea, of course, and then you usually have 3 tiers of food. At the bottom, you'll have little finger sandwiches, then you'll have scones with cream and jam in the middle, and at the top, you usually have a nice selection of cute little sweet treats. So yeah, book yourself into an afternoon tea. And by the way, this video is part of my 3 Days in London series, and this is to celebrate the launch of my 3-day London itinerary, which I will talk a little bit more about in a bit. If you're into museums, London's got lots of them, and a lot of them are free, even better. If you like modern art, we've got the Tate Modern. If you're into older art, as you can tell, I'm not really into art very much, but if you like older pieces, then the National Gallery is a good option. There's even a cartoon museum if you're into that stuff. London's food markets are amazing. Of course, the most famous is Borough Market, which has been around for over 400 years. It's still a great place to visit. We also have Old Spitalfields Market, which not only has a ton of really great food options, but also lots of vendors selling London-y things, clothing, leather goods, antiques. The London skyline is beautiful and iconic, and I definitely think that you should try to go get a view of it from above while you're here in London for a few days. Of course, we have really popular options like the London Eye and the View from the Shard, or if you want something that's cheaper or free, but of course not as high, there's a viewing platform at the top of the Tate Modern, as well as the Sky Garden, but it's really hard to get reservations there, so make sure you book in advance. You should try to visit a park as well. I think when you get here, you're gonna be surprised at just how green of a city London is. A favorite of visitors is St. James's Park because it's near to Buckingham Palace and the Westminster area, but one that people often miss is the Victoria Tower Gardens, but it's a great place to just relax for a bit or also to get a really nice photo along the Thames and looking at the London Eye and Westminster Bridge. Shopping. If you want to pick up some bits and pieces from London before you head back, then you can go and do some shopping. There are lots of options here. A personal favorite of mine for some quirky, cool London souvenirs is a shop called We Built This City in Carnaby. Or you can visit one of the city's most famous department stores, with my favorites being Selfridges and Fortnum & Mason. Okay, hopefully that was helpful, but if you're still feeling quite overwhelmed with your planning and you're like, oh my God, Jess, can you help me? I can't figure this out. Don't worry. Check out my 3-day London itinerary. It's a flexible, non-overwhelming plan that will bring you to see a lot of the city's most famous icons, as well as showing you some of the best little hidden gems and also great places to eat and drink. The itinerary comes with a PDF guide that's 50 pages long, so there's lots of options in it, but it also comes with a digital map that you can add to your phone, so it's really easy for you to follow when you're out and about in London. Someone who already has the itinerary gave some feedback and said, this really does read like a very personalized itinerary. Your voice shines through nicely. It's not generic like a typical travel guide, but not overwhelming either. Just the right amount of information on each location and topic. Thank you so much. And if you want to find out more about the itinerary, please click the card that's popping up here or the link down in the description. You can always leave me a comment if you have a question on anything. And this video, again, is part of a 4-part series that will help you with your first 3 days in London. So you can click to watch one of the other videos over here or over here.